What we really want to address now basically is for the last 2 to 3 days, we have noticed an uproar in the country, and it has to do with SARS and the protest. And that is exactly what Ipac is weighing in on here. Let us make it very clear. We believe in the rights of every Nigerian to go on protest, legitimately and peacefully. We believe that nobody has a right to abridge the rights of Nigerians to protest legally. We also believe that if Nigerians are going on protest, they need the cover of the security agencies, largely the police. And so we believe that if you are not happy with what is going on, if you go on peaceful, legitimate protests, Ipac is fully in support of that. But where you begin to take laws into your hands, Ipac will also say it's not proper. So we're giving you a prepared text of our position as it relates to what is going on. And call on every Nigerians, let all of us be very, very, very cautious. Or else, if we continue to toe this line, we might have some very dangerous outcome for it. Now, here I go with a speech. Banning of SARS, reforming of the Nigerian police force, and the need to stop protests across the country. An appeal. It has become necessary to address you over the ongoing national protests, calling for disbandment of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS, and an end to police brutality in the country. Most Nigerians welcome the call for scrapping the ubiquitous SARS, including the Inter-Party Advisory Council, in its press release of Monday, 12 October 2020. It is obvious that SARS has outlived its usefulness when its operatives became oppressors and killers of innocent citizens, particularly our dynamic, resourceful youths. No nation will fold its hands and watch the gruesome killing of his people by law enforcement agents who are paid and sustained by taxpayers' funds. The anger in the land over the excesses of SARS operations was justified. Eminent Nigerians added voice to the call to disband it, and Inter-Party Council, Ipac, supports this. We want to commend President Muhammad Buhari and the Inspector General of Police, Muhammad Adamu, responded swiftly by scrapping SARS with immediate effect. Once again, the will of the people prevailed, an eloquent testimony of power belonging to the people. It is victory for democracy, which is government of the people, by the people, for the people, and for all the people. Indeed, the nation's fair democracy is strengthened by this mass action and shows that government is a listening government in this regard. We are, however, concerned that after the government has acceded to the wishes of the people by banning SARS and committing to reform the Nigerian police force, well-meaning Nigerians hope that the protesters would return home and go about their businesses as their demand for disbanding SARS had been upheld by Mr. President and the Nigerian police force. It was not to be, as protesters continue with calls to end police brutality, others call to end oppressions of people, and call for restructuring of Nigeria and other calls. It is worrisome that some protesters attacked police stations. Some were violent, while police officers opened fire on some of them. So far, some policemen and civilians have been killed, and many others wounded in this avoidable fracas that has seen protesters block major roads across the country, preventing innocent citizens and school children from accessing the roads, thus creating a climate of fear and public disorder. The Inter-Party Advisory Council supports the rights of Nigerians to peaceful protests and encourages orderly protests as it is allowed in all democracies. It is inappropriate, unfair, and unjust to disrupt public peace indefinitely. It is a recipe for anarchy, more so when the objective of the protest has been achieved. It is on this note that the Inter-Party Advisory Council calls for an end to the nationwide protests so as not to be hijacked by hoodlums, criminals, and enemies of Nigeria. We know very much that while peaceful people are going about doing their protest, in some cases they might not be able to hold the acts of hoodlums who might take the opportunity to cause mayhem. The country belongs to all Nigerians. Nobody should be prevented or hindered from carrying out his or her lawful businesses due to elongated protests. Attacking public facilities, blocking airports and major roads, and stopping innocent citizens to go about their business is no more protest. It is very bad. Today, the economy is in recession, damage and crumbling following the COVID-19 pandemic global lockdown. All hands should be on deck to revamp the economy and move the nation forward, as this nation's economy is private sector driven. Ipac calls for restraint. If the struggle is to call for an end to SARS and police reformation, SARS has been disbanded and protesters continue. We think to see that this could be a sinister move, and we'll call for immediate cessation on this. We'll call for all to come to the table so that we can discuss and see how we can resolve this problem amicably and make this country a happy one for everyone. Council urges our vibrant industrious youths to return home. We need no more undeserved debts. As the umbrella body of all registered political parties, Ipac is compelled to intervene so as to stop further killings, allow people to go about their lawful businesses, and restore order in the polity. Ipac is in the vanguard for sustained democracy in Nigeria, and will continue to partner with all stakeholders to make Nigeria great, again, as the indispensable asset of democracy in Africa.